we talked last episode about what you called the Britney Spears mic.
Rode makes a headset mic.
Well, I have a headset that I use for work for meetings and stuff, so I could try, but it's not going to be as good quality as this microphone. Oh, by the way, who was it? Oh, yeah, we were watching a wrestling podcast, but it was with the Conrad and Eric Bischoff. I know you recognize Eric Bischoff's name.
Yeah, I recognize the name. Yeah,
he was using one of these. This exact mic.
A lot of people in the video vlog world, I guess you'd call it. I see a lot of them using either our mics or that $400-$500 SM7A.
SM7B.
Yeah.
This is what we call the poor man's SM7B.
That ain't what we call it, it's what they call it.
Yeah, that's true. Paying over $100 for a microphone to us, this is a rich man's microphone.
Yeah, for real.
Speaking about the way we sound, I don't know if you can tell, but I've had a really stuffy head. Matter of fact, we always do a sound check and then take a break for me to listen to the files. And during the check, I got me some Afrin. I'm not big on the stuff. I don't really like the stuff that you sniff up your nose.
I'm afraid of that stuff.
I don't like that feeling, but I can't say it doesn't work because it opens up my nose holes.
That's a plus.
So I got me some Afrin and I'm fixing me a snack, so I'm feeling good now. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Was you feeling a bit peckish?
No, I just don't like when my head's all stuffed up like that. And they say that
smack.
Oh, I just had some leftovers I wolfed down real quick before I got home. You know, I'm always happy when I'm eating.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people are really stuffy right now, you know, and they say the weather doesn't have anything to do with it, but I don't see how that's true.
I don't understand that either.
But it's been hot and cold, and a lot of people are sneezing and stuffy like they're a walking NyQuil commercial. So anyway, we're doing pretty good on the road to 200. And a lot of people might be wondering, like, so what do you guys
do? A long, windy road.
A long, windy road with peaks and valleys and everything in between. Some mountainous peaks and some very low shadow of Deathian valleys. But we are here and we're happy about it. And we've been doing good in the ratings lately. I don't know what the ratings are, but I know we've been doing good in them. Sort of like how we're an award-winning podcast. I mean, we haven't won any awards, but that's what we are.
I mean, I know we have won something somewhere. Have to had.
We have a very, very proud participation trophy in the podcast industry.
Longest running podcast with under 200 episodes yet.
Oh, I doubt that. If you look through a lot of the podcasts on this platform alone, and there's a lot of other platforms, you'll see some that, well, heck, a podcast that I'm a big fan of, they barely do a show every couple of months now.
Really?
And I think some podcasts crank out too much material, and it kind of waters it down a little bit. I like to find a sweet spot and ride it out. You know what I mean?
It's hard finding that sweet spot, though.
Sometimes it is. So I was going to tell you about something interesting that happened. We had Killj had a band practice, and we did something we've never done before. Steven now has this electric drum kit, except it doesn't look like an electric drum kit. It looks like a real drum kit, but you walk up and feel of it, and like everything's like rubber, like the pads and even the cymbals. They're shaped like cymbals, but they're made out of rubber. And while he's playing them, it barely makes any noise at all. The opposite of acoustic drums. But if you put
run it through the board,
but when you put the headphones on, it sounds just like a really good loud drum set. So Rob brought all of his X-Fi, I think they're called, well, in-ear monitors, and we all hooked up. He brought his head and everything. Like he brought like a ton of technology. We hooked it all up. Cables were everywhere, and it was so trippy to listen to us practicing because all you could hear, like you could hear Sean and Rob's picks click against the strings as they were playing. It was so quiet in here. You could barely hear the drums. You just barely like tapping. And then of course you could hear me singing, but it was completely like just like I would be sitting here singing to you right now is what it sounded like. But if you had the earphones in and you were connected to the system, it sounded just like a normal band. Like everything's like he even made some recordings of it. And I couldn't believe how good they turned out because not only is it just something trippy and weird to get used to. I know all the big guys do this a lot, but not only is it trippy and weird to get used to, but also even really good earbuds can't pick up bass and like kick drum and low end frequencies, translate them real well. So when you hear it, the recorded version played back, it just sounds like a real band's playing. You can't tell that it's. So anyway, long story short, and I won't stay on this long. I just wanted to tell you about, and I thought it was cool. Rob made a TikTok video, and it's a video of us doing one of the songs, and it cuts back and forth from what you would hear if you were in the room to what you hear if you had the earphones in.
I'll have to go check him out on TikTok then.
Yeah, I don't have a TikTok. I mean, he sent me the link and I watched it and it was really cool, but I don't know how to like share it and all that because like I said, I may just make a TikTok account. I think Killjay's got one. I know they do somehow.
Do they? Then why am I not on it?
Well, because it was one of those things through our distro. It asked, "Do you want to put 30-second clips of your songs on TikTok?" And I just clicked yes. So it like computer generated us a Killjay TikTok and put the songs out there. And I'm sure I could figure out how to log into it through CD Baby, our distribution platform, or one of them. And
I need that. Now I can start sharing it on mine.
Yeah, I could download that video he sent and put it on ours. I just gotta get time to sit down and figure that out. I'll log into our CD Baby stuff and see how I can access our TikTok directly. I've just got so much social media stuff on my phone that I just.
But you rarely ever get on any of it.
No, I don't care for it. And a lot of the stuff I'm involved in would probably be a lot more successful if I could make myself be more social media friendly, but I just don't like it, man. I talk to the people I talk to, and it's a very small circle. But I have a big circle, but it's not a circle of people I talk to frequently. You know, it's people I like.
You're just saying the people in your circle are big.
Yeah, some of them are. The XXX circle. And I didn't mean that as dirty as it sounded. I meant XL. Triple XL, excuse me. So anyway, I want to get on to some news. Because we were going to do this a few days ago, and I started looking up some news. And then throughout the week, I've jotted a couple things down in my phone that I'm like, ooh, that's cool. Let's check that out.
Well, I've been trying to go over stuff for here about the last hour. Maybe not quite that long. But I don't seem to be able to find much of anything. I know it's getting to that right before Christmas, so
I don't want to talk about this particular thing much because we're staying away from spoilers of any kind. But I did watch the second Doctor Who special.
I was fixing to ask you if you watched the third one yet, The Giggle.
Is that what's called, The Giggle?
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons it's been kind of hard to find any news because 3 out of 4 topics on all the nerd news sites right now are about the third installment, and I've been trying to stay away from them. I've been so busy the last couple of days, I haven't had a chance to watch it.
Um, I will say this. I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact that it's moved to the Disney platform or probably not. But one thing I noticed right off the bat is it's real high tech looking as far as production. Um,
Oh, that's that Disney money, man.
I'm pretty sure I have all the capability of watching something in HD, so I'm assuming I'm seeing it in HD. I'm watching it on a computer that has an HDMI cable running to a monitor that is HD. That's a good sign. I've got a good enough internet connection, but some of the streaming services they will adjust the quality based on your equipment's ability to process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Without getting too technical. But I'm pretty sure I've seen a lot of stuff on here that's definitely got to be HD, and that looked a very nice color palette. A lot of,
Yeah.
which is it's kind of it. It's a little bit strange for Doctor Who if you think about it, because for years it was just this low budget, like very odd looking show because they just didn't have a lot of money and they just they put a didn't the earliest Daleks have a what's the thing that unstops the toilet?
Plunger.
Didn't they have a plunger stuck on the for one of the arms?
Plunger on one side and an egg whisk on the other.
Nice. So you went
But
from that to
that was
HD.
also that was years and years and years ago.
It was in the 60s. But one thing I noticed in the Eccleston era is that they intentionally went back to some of the cheesiness just to keep it real.
The nostalgia of it, yeah.
Nostalgia, and I think also to I don't know, it's difficult to maintain a show that long and it still resemble what it started out as.
Yeah.
But I think they do a pretty good job. I mean, you have so many different writers and directors and people involved. They don't always get it right, but anyway, that was the main thing I noticed. Is I was like, wow, they're getting pretty fancy with the graphics and the way it appears. I had heard this a long time ago, and evidently, from what I just pulled up, it's not a rumor. But there's evidently going to be a Lethal Weapon 5.
Really?
Or 6, whichever. There's going to be a new Lethal Weapon movie. And according to this, Mel Gibson's set to direct it and star in the film, and anticipates shooting will begin in 2024. That was put up 2 days ago. They better hurry.
I don't know if, I mean, he's kind of went off the deep end.
Well, this has been rumored for a long time because the guy that wrote and or directed the movies passed away, and somebody had come up with a screenplay or whatever for a script for a movie that they were going to like kind of do in tribute to him, like do one last one. But they started talking about that around 2020, 2021, and then things just kind of got quiet about it. But recently, the rumors and stuff, and this is from what's the source? Well, this is imdb.com. The Lethal Weapon franchise might be as old as Roger Murdoch. I'm getting too old for this. But the series still refuses to die. According to Mel Gibson, filming will commence on the 5th and final Lethal Weapon movie in 2023. Whoa. That's not 2 days ago. Okay, this is from comingsoon.net is the one that was posted 2 days ago. It says shooting will begin in 2024. You ain't got long. A couple weeks.
Well, I mean, they got the whole year of 2024 to start filming.
I will begin in 20. Okay, yeah. You're right. This is 2023 still.
Yeah.
So yeah, they got all of next year to begin, which means we probably won't see anything trailer wise till like the end of 2024, early 2025. But I don't know, those movies are fun. And in relation to this, and let me pull this up so I'm not just. I heard this a pretty reliable source. There's also supposed to be another Beverly Hills Cop movie.
You know, I've seen stuff pop up about that, but I couldn't tell if it was real or fake.
This is Wikipedia. It says Netflix released the first public photo of Eddie Murphy's appearance on the film as Axel Foley in 2023, wearing his trademark Detroit Lions jacket.
Those were some good movies.
It says it will be released on Netflix in 2024. Here's my question. Well, let me announce one more. Well, that's not really connected. It's just that, okay, this is kind of a thinking exercise here. What movie or show or franchise got this really kickstarted? Because there's a lot of really old franchises from our childhood all of a sudden after 30, 40 years being revisited. Some of them successfully, some of them not. But there had to have been at least one that was financially successful for all these other franchises to go, hey, let's get one more Indiana Jones. Let's go with Lethal Weapon and Beverly Hills Cop. And
well, they kind of tried that with Knight Rider.
I thought the Blade Runner, what was it, 2049?
Yeah.
I thought that was a really good movie. I don't know how financially successful it was, and that's, you know, what matters to the people in Hollywood and whether or not they're going to continue. But was it maybe Cobra Kai? Did that have something to do with it? Because who would have thought that after 30 something years of a franchise about a kid that learns karate could be resurrected and turned into a very successful, very popular television show.
I never would have thought it because just like you, I was ready to make fun of it and watch it fail.
Yeah, I did not see that coming. That show had no business being that good, and still good. Excuse me. Yeah, it is a consistently good show. And I was trying to think what other franchises, like, you could kind of say that about Halloween because Halloween franchise jumped back in and busted out like 3 newer modern movies, but the horror world is a little different. It kind of always comes back around eventually.
What about Rambo?
Yeah, when did that one that was just called John Rambo? The first one that came back, like this last one, it was called
That was
Last.
like what, third one, fourth one?
Is it JOHN or JON?
JOHN, I think.
Oh, that was 2008. The big comeback. So Rambo 3 was in 88, and then Rambo was in 2008.
No, the very last one, Rambo Last Blood, was in 2019.
What I'm talking about, like from the 80s till the comeback, the gap was.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
I thought there was a Rambo 4. Maybe I'm thinking Rocky 4. And then there was a Rocky 5. But I guess Rambo 3 was it until, what, 30 years later?
Yeah, First Blood in 82. First Blood Part 2 in 85. Rambo 3 in 88. Then Rambo in 2008.
Yeah, that was the big jump. They stayed quiet for a while. But that was a good movie.
11 years later, Rambo Last Blood.
It wasn't that great.
I thought it was really good.
It was. I mean, it was worth watching, but it wasn't as good as the one that was just called Rambo. That was a good comeback movie. I love a good comeback, and I guess everybody does because the shit's working. I mean, he revived his Rocky franchise with these Creed movies, and they've done very well with the young.
Yeah, that's another one I was going to mention was Rocky.
But like I said, there had to have been one big one that just made all the money, that made people in Hollywood or whoever's in charge go back and say, "Hey, let's start looking at some of the stuff from the '80s, man. These kids are digging it." We thought they would just laugh out at it and crap on it, but they're getting into it. It's working. It's making money. Let's do more of that because
I
every time
think they need to do a sequel to Weird Science.
that'd be interesting. I know they tried making an A-Team movie. It wasn't that bad actually, but it didn't work.
It was so cheesy.
It was a little
It
cheesy.
was kind of like the MacGyver spinoff.
Are you guys
spoof.
flying a tank?
But I remember they did a Weird Science TV series for a little bit. I don't remember much about it though. It wasn't all that great.
Let me make sure. I'm looking all these up, even though I've got them wrote down, just to make sure I get my info somewhat correct. We can always do corrections in the after show like we've been doing, so that's a good chance to plug that. That's another thing people might be thinking, like, are y'all going to do anything special for the 200th? And the answer is yes. I mean, we're limited on resources and budget to do anything extravagant, but we're talking about some ideas. And one thing we've already put into place is the leading up to the road to 200. We're doing an after show after every show. If you want a little bit more, we got a little bit more over on our Patreon. So be sure and check that out. We've been doing that for 3 shows. This will be 4th one, I think.
Yeah.
And what we do is we just come in, we talk about anything we want to add or elaborate on that we already talked about in the main show. We do possibly corrections if we got something wrong, maybe some funny outtakes, even though I haven't really found anything yet, and then speculate on what the next episode's going to be. They're not supposed to be really long. I think the last one, well, the first couple were kind of long because it was the first ones. Maybe we're a little excited. I don't know.
The first one was long. The second one was, I guess, average. And the last one was just right.
So there's an alien from the Xenomorph Alien franchise, Alien and Aliens franchise.
Yeah.
There's a TV show coming out, anticipated the first half of 2025.
Yeah, I talked about it a couple episodes back.
Says it will require extensive post-production work.
Which means it's going to be a lot of CGI.
Well, yeah. I tell you what I've been watching. I've been watching that Monarch show. It's a Godzilla TV show.
Yeah, the one on Apple TV.
Yeah, it's good, man. I've only watched 2 episodes. I wanted to. It depends on
I
what
don't
time.
have Apple TV, so I can't watch it.
It depends on how late it takes me to get done with all this, but I may watch an episode tonight. I've really been digging it. And I wondered how they were going to get around the big budget of having, Godzilla. And it's not that he's not there, but it's really cool how they do it. I'm not going to give nothing away, but just trust me, it's good. And if you're a fan of Godzilla, it's really cool. They have a lot of Easter eggs. They have a little bit of time jumping around to connect stuff. A lot of references to a lot of the movies. It's cool. It's a good show.
Yeah, I've been waiting for it to come out, but like I said, I'm not getting Apple or Peacock until I let 2 other ones loose. And around the holidays, it's kind of hard to swap over because you got, some of your regular series popping back on. So,
oh, here we go. Here's another one from our childhood that's making a return. They're doing a new Quantum Leap series. I think we talked about this before.
yeah, they've already done that.
I think there's a teaser or trailer or something already out now. So it's coming.
Well, the show has been on for over a year.
No, really?
Yeah. It's
Well, maybe I read some old stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't have Scott Bakula in it, but Sam, I can't never remember his name. He does a cameo.
Here's one that's it's not from our childhood, but I think Anthony sent us this. We need to make
Yeah,
sure we get a hold of him, and then our next recording we have him on.
look, Quantum Leap come out in 2022.
Okay, well,
It's got 2 seasons out right now.
I'm pretty late to the party on that one. But do you remember that movie, The Accountant, with Ben Affleck?
I tried watching that. It was okay. It was kind
I,
of hard to watch.
I liked it. Very action packed, and I think it connects to what we talk about here because even though he was like an assassin kind of person, he was also a nerd. Like he had rare comic books and stuff. So anyway, is it Amazon? Let me pull my notes back up. Yeah, it's going to be on Amazon, Amazon Prime Video, and Affleck is returning. So that one's
I may give it another shot. I mean,
that's one that it's not from our childhood by any means. It was in 2016, but that's a pretty big gap. So again, it's people saying, "Hey, what about that movie? What if we went back and played around in that sandbox again? What could we come up with?" And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's not. I mean, most of the stuff, like a lot of the ones we've named off, have turned out really good. So, heck, do another ET movie if you want to. I don't care.
there was I talked about it a couple months ago that I seen this commercial for another ET, but it ended up being it was a trailer for the something anniversary where they got the original guy back that played the kid and he was all grown up.
I think I'd heard that they tried for an ET2 and it just didn't work. Well, not to skip around, but I didn't know that they tried for a Beverly Hills Cop TV show with um
Eddie
Eddie
Murphy.
Murphy and I almost said Eddie Mercury. They tried it with Eddie Murphy and it just didn't work. I don't know. I don't think it got past the pilot. I think they filmed a pilot for it. It was just like, nah. And I'm like, well, how can you screw that up? Or maybe it's just not good for TV. Maybe it's just that needs to be a movie. But I'm looking forward to hearing that theme song again. That was a cool. Wasn't that the one that was like bum 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 ba dun dun dun
Yep.
bum bum ba dum ba dum dun dun. Sorry, I can't sing when my nose stopped up or when it's clear.
Not stopped up.
Yeah.
Well, I almost right after we got off for the vocal check, I started going through some stuff and there is a trailer for Back to the Future Part 4.
That can't be real.
Dude, watch this trailer.
I don't believe that.
It is magnificent.
But it's not real, right?
It's a real Back to the Future 4 trailer.
But they're not
But
doing
it's
back
a
to
fan made.
Oh, okay.
And it is so good.
There's some good fan
Got
films
Tom
out there.
Holland in it. But man, it had me believing it all the way to the end almost. And then I was like, oh, never mind. That was on a different movie. And I'm not going to say the movie because I want you to watch it.
There's a lot of deep fakes out there that or just fan stuff that they're slapping together. We talked about how they're doing stuff with video games and making little short movies and fan made stuff out of it.
Yeah, they did that with that RoboCop we was talking about last week.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you watch this trailer on YouTube, you'll get that tingle in you. You're like, dude, this has got to be real. You'll want it to be real so bad.
I could see Tom Holland as a Marty McFly recast.
Well, it'd be his son, Jake.
I don't think that's a franchise they ever need to touch. As much as I love it,
they don't need to reboot it. No. But they could do a part 4 so easy. and it just followed continuity.
I watched a video of this one guy. He's got a lot of followers. I can't remember the name of his YouTube channel right off the top of my head. Maybe I'll pull that up and talk about it on the post show. But he basically said if I was to write a Back to the Future Part 4, this is what I would do. And then he started telling the story, and I was like, wow, that's actually pretty damn cool because it's an older Marty McFly that's basically like the Doc's age. And he stumbles across this kid that's kind of out of place. And long story short, the kid turns out to be Doc from the past.
I think I've seen that.
He somehow time travel. He winds up being Doc, and they like switch places.
Yeah,
so he's like the mentor, and the Doc is like the kid. And they got to figure out why. And I'm not doing it justice. Like he come up with a pretty convincingly good idea for something. I mean, that story should be told somewhere, like through an animated something or like a graphic novel. I don't know, but it was really cool. I'll find out who did that, and I'm gonna give them their credit because that was cool. It made me a note to do that. I don't like talking about people's stuff if I can't give them a shout out. There's a movie in theaters right now that, from what I understand, is not connected to the current Godzilla universe, but it's called Godzilla -1 is the name of the movie.
Yeah, that's the one from the original Godzilla directors, the company that made the originals back in the 50s.
Yeah.
And it was only supposed to be in Japan. That's where it was released at. Well, it did so well over there that they went ahead and pushed it over the pond. And yeah, so we've got it now. Me and Sean and Clint's been talking about it a good bit.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. And it kind of coincides well time-wise that, you know, this Monarch show is doing well, and it's really cool.
Yeah, and the new Godzilla's not going to be too far behind it.
I think they're always going to be cranking. It's sort of like got to the point where it's like Jurassic Park. They always make money. They always cost a lot of money, but they always do well at the box office. They're just going to keep cranking those out every 2 or 3 years. There's going to be another one.
And I think that company does more practical effects and more practical puppeteering and stuff. If you go back and listen to 192, I think 193, I talk about it a good bit.
Why don't we take a little break right here because it's about to kick us off. Let me
let that bounce down.
Let that bouncy bounce, and
I'll keep looking for some more news.
Yeah, because I'm about depleted my supply.
All righty.
All right. Well, I'll holler back at you in a few.
Okay.
All right, we are back, and real quick, I looked up the name of that YouTube video I was talking about, which was very hard to find, simply because the one you were talking about is just all over YouTube. So it was really hard to. It got kind of buried in the more recent, which I haven't watched it yet, but it looked like the still shots I saw looked really cool. But the one I was referencing is called, the name of the video is What If Back to the Future Part 4 Happened? And it's by the YouTube channel called Channel Awesome. So check that out. I think it's a really good story.
Let me write that down in my notes. I'm pretty sure I've already seen it.
I can send you the link too.
Okay. I don't have a whole lot of news, so we can really talk out some of these. One of the things, Well, first, were you done with what you had?
No, but we can go back and forth.
I just wanted to bring up. You was talking about Godzilla minus one,
Yes.
and right after you got off, it was the second thing that popped up, and it said Godzilla minus one is now the all-time highest grossing live action Japanese film in U.S. history.
Wow, so it beat like wasn't Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon a big one back in the day?
Yeah, but this is what's really gonna trip you out. It has grossed $17 million just in Japan. So that's for a Japanese film. That's the highest the U.S. Official box office has ever seen. Since it's opened worldwide, as of right now, which was 2 weeks ago, it's grossed $42.35 million.
Okay.
By American standards, that would be considered a flop.
That's what I was sitting here thinking. Like, we've gotten to the point now, and a lot of it has to do with what they spent to make it, obviously. But we're in a world now where if a movie doesn't gross $1 billion, they're like, well, we tried.
It's what they spend on advertisement. That's the real kicker. You can make your money back off the film, but if it doesn't make what you spend on advertisement, which sometimes is double what the movie cost, then yeah, they're like, oh, it flopped.
Yeah.
No, you're just real shitty at advertising. You spend too much money.
And I think a lot of movies, it looks like they waste a lot of money that's unnecessary on stuff. I mean, I don't know. I'm not like
They need to get them a little social media guy and get on TikTok and YouTube, and bam, there you go.
Was like that was the big thing about the Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix, is that they spent so little money and it still made $1 billion. But then you have some movies that make $1 billion, like I don't know, maybe like the Avengers. I just drew a blank. Endgame, was that the name of it?
Yeah.
They probably made over $1 billion. I'm assuming, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but they probably spent half of that making it. You know. It looks like another season of Reacher is either out or coming out very soon.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple weeks ago. That the new season was fixing to come out. What, season 2?
Yeah, I like season 1 for sure. Kevin Smith says that Reacher is Batman without the money in the suit, like a vigilante justice.
Yeah, I read somewhere that it said it's like getting hit with cold turkeys because his hands are just so huge.
Trying to pull up my Prime Video to see if it's.
I hadn't seen it advertised to come out yet. The last thing I seen was 2024, but you never can tell. Hell, I might be able to pull it up in my notes.
I don't think it's out yet, but I don't know. It's telling me to sign in. I thought I was already signed in. Let me sign into my Prime and then see if it's there. It's either out or fixing to be out either way. What else did you
Come out December 15th.
that's
That's
in
when it's coming out.
3 days. Uh,
Yep.
3 days as of this recording.
Uh, well, I know you're not a big video game guy, but there's this video game out called Fallout.
I'm part of it.
Now, I've played Fallout 4 and I absolutely love it. It's awesome. But Prime Video, and which is Amazon Prime, just dropped trailers, which I seen one by accident the other night for this new live action that they're doing. And it looks amazing. So they said they dropped another one at the Video Game Awards. So apparently there's 2 trailers out for it. And The Boys season 4 trailer just got released. And apparently it's setting up a major character comeback.
Who's left the show that could come back?
Well, I can think of 2 off the top of my head. And that was Black Noir. And, Queen Maeve was kind of set up to leave at the end of the last season. She lost her powers fighting Soldier Boy and Homelander.
Yeah.
But I didn't read a whole lot of the article because it did have some spoilers in it. So I quit reading it, which I'm glad to know that now because it means I don't really need to go and watch the trailer.
I hate it when trailers spoil something.
Speaking of The Boys, though, did you ever get a chance to watch Gen V?
I watched the first episode.
So you're not going to watch anymore?
No, I didn't say that. It was late when I finished the first episode, and I think I went to bed, and I just haven't picked back up yet.
Yeah, the first one was kind of slowish. This might be something kind of up your alley. Now, there has been a Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game released. It came out August 18th.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good. It's getting a lot of good pre-reviews.
I haven't. That's first I've heard of it. I didn't see what it was being released on. I'm pretty sure it's PC. But I was like, Mark might like that.
Speaking of stuff that's in my wheelhouse, and for all the people that are about to start rolling their eyes, I'm not going to talk about this long because it's just one small update. And obviously, me being a huge Friday the 13th fan, I wanted an update on this TV show that's coming to Peacock because the original, and I thought it to be official, which, God, there's so much stuff out there because there's so many fans going crazy and doing fan art and speculation and stuff. But it looked to be the original official announcement graphic. And it just said, coming to Peacock, Camp Crystal Lake, and it said 2023, which I called bullshit immediately because it's very rare you announce a show and it comes out the same year. Even if you announce it in January and it comes out in December, that rarely happens. So I wanted an update, so I started doing some digging, and let's see, what was the? I was looking for the source of the article, but either way, and I love how they write these long articles. There are several paragraphs just to tell you one thing that they could have said, like in one sentence or even in the headline.
Yeah, I hate that.
which I get it. Like they have to write articles and they try to get people to, they want people to read them and they add the clickbait parts in. But I read the whole thing, which told me a whole lot of stuff we already knew. But the one sentence that I was looking for that summarized the whole thing is evidently they've completed principal photography, which means it has been filmed. And that would tell me it's going into the beginning of phases of post production. I don't know if they'll do reshoots. I don't know how that works, but they speculate it'll be coming out in 2024, which sounds about right if they finished filming in 2023. Now,
it's probably going to be late 2024.
They
though.
like to release Friday the 13th stuff on Friday the 13th. And so I went and looked to see if there was a Friday the 13th in 2024. Turns out there is. There's two. Just like
I want to say there's one every year.
Just like there was two this year, there's two next year. One is in September, and 13 weeks before the second one is December.
Hang on, what?
Wait, the first one of the two comes on September the 13th, 2024, exactly 13 weeks before the second Friday the 13th in December 2024.
Okay. They just worded that really, really weird.
They did word that kind of weird.
But I see what they were trying to say. Friday 13th, and then 13 weeks later, December 13th, which is Friday the 13th.
The original article that I read about the fact that it's done shooting was from collider.com. And it's everything we know so far. I won't go into all the other details because I've probably already talked about it ad nauseum. But yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm really hoping it is coming in 2024. We've waited long enough for some new Friday the 13th stuff, some new material.
It's going to be, I mean, if it's anywhere remotely kind of what they've been talking about, the way it's going to go, it's going to be really good.
Well, it was announced as a prequel, but the director insisted that they have the ability, because with this big lawsuit, you don't know, because the original screenplay writer and Sean Cunningham, like the kind of the daddy of Friday the 13th, that started it all, they had this big lawsuit and Cunningham lost. So the rights to everything in Friday the 13th world are split. And they're wondering why, if they're doing a prequel, they're just doing the stuff that Victor Miller can do. But they said, no, anything within the Friday the 13th universe, we have access to. He even jokingly said, like, if we make it to 13 seasons, I could send Jason to space. So what I kind of hope to see is the show kind of does like the early seasons of Arrow, where it shows the origin and the present day back and forth. It tells two stories. It tells the prequel and like a modern day, because I want to see a modern day, and I don't mean modern day as in 2024, Jason. I like for Camp Crystal Lake to be set in the 80s. That's just where it fits good for me. It's a good pocket for it. It needs to be a period piece either way. But flash back to the origins and tell that story too. Like, you could do that easily. Like, part of the show. Like, it showed what's his name? Oliver Queen on the island becoming Arrow, and then it would go to present day, and then it would go back. And so you were telling two stories at once.
Some of those flashback scenes were better than the episode.
Yeah.
In the early days.
Because it would just be, you'd feel a little robbed if at some point in the series you never get to see a adult hockey mask wearing Jason with a machete mowing people down.
Yeah.
You would feel a little bit like, at least I think you would. I mean, we didn't see that in Friday the 13th Part 1 and it was good. So maybe I'm wrong.
He wasn't in part 5 and it was good.
Technically, he was in the dream sequence in the beginning of Part 5.
And he was kind of in the dream sequence throughout it. But that's neither here nor there.
Damn it, Roy. Oh, Roy. I have often lamented, though, that despite the fact there was a lot that I hated about Part 5, I did like those big fat blue chevrons on his mask in Part 5.
Yeah,
They
those
look
were
kinda
cool.
I like the Part 5 mask.
Hey, do you remember that movie San Andreas
Yeah.
about the earthquake in California?
Didn't we just talk about that recently?
I'm not sure. Did we? I don't remember. But
Maybe one on the
it was The
podcast.
Rock.
Yeah.
Well, there's a part 2 coming out, and the trailer's just been released.
The Rock's in it.
Yep. So he's reprising his role.
Here's something else that's interesting. Nicholas Holt has been announced to play Lex Luthor in James Gunn's upcoming Superman movie.
You know, I just seen that, but I do not recognize the name.
Nicholas Holt, he's been in a lot of things, but you would know him in this world as the Beast in the X-Men movies, the recent version.
Oh, Young Beast.
Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah, okay.
And James Gunn says this Lex Luthor is going to be different from anything you've ever seen. Which makes me wonder, one thing in the comic books is that the modern day Lex Luthor is a clone. Like Lex Luthor has a son, the son turns out to be a clone, and he's Lex Luthor in a lot of the stuff. So maybe they're going that. I thought they were going that angle with Batman v Superman because he made so many reference to his father and what a bad person he was and all this stuff, how crazy he was, and made me wonder if maybe he was the clone. But anyway, I don't know.
That's kind of interesting. I can't wait for it to come out.
Fans, says 2025's Superman Legacy. The name of the movie is Superman Legacy, and it comes out in 2025.
They will start filming Stranger Things 5 in January.
Am I the only one who was positive that the last season of Stranger Things was going to be the last one?
No, I knew it wasn't.
And then they changed their mind or something? Well, no, I remember hearing that, and I went into it.
Season 3 was supposed to be the last one, wasn't it? And then they changed their mind.
The only one, the one I remember them changing their mind about was this last one. And I may be totally wrong and getting that confused with something else, but I could have swore, because I remember thinking the whole time that, this is it. But then they were like, no, there's another one. Which is great. I mean, I love that show.
But it does say that this one will definitely be the last one.
It's like the farewell tour.
Yeah.
We promise this is the last one. We're not going to do it anymore.
The brothers, whatever, I can't remember, the Coen brothers, I think the name is, says get ready for lots of Stranger Things spinoff, like Hawkins spinoff and stuff like that. The Dune Part 2 or second part or whatever they're calling it, it's fixing to come out.
I haven't seen the first one yet. I mean, I saw the original, obviously, but
yeah, I watched the first one, and I might get criticized for saying this, but man, it was so long and hard to watch. It had really, really good parts in it. but I just couldn't sit and watch all of it.
I plan to watch it, and I want to watch it. I just haven't. So maybe I'll watch one and two kind of together. Maybe I don't know.
It'd take you all weekend. It was a long movie.
You know, one interesting thing I found out the other day that blew my mind. Uh, you know, the T-1000 from Terminator 2.
Oh yeah,
That was originally supposed to be played by the rock star or punk rock star Billy Idol. He claims in a recent interview that he has pictures like drawings of him as the T-1000, and it was already set to happen, and then he had a bad motorcycle accident that prohibited him from filming, and then they went with the guy that's in the movie, John Cena's dad from Peacemaker.
yeah. I'm trying to Sean.
I'm drawing a blank too. I would look it up, but I just leaned back in my chair.
Well, we'll.
I've been doing a lot of
figure it out
chair
in the
squeaking
post
tonight. I've been
show.
trying to, yeah, the post show. We'll talk about it because he did a great job. And Billy Idol's done some movies. He's been in some films. Nothing comes to mind that's noteworthy. That's something else we can put in the
Either.
post show.
I know I've seen him in some stuff though.
Damn it! My chair didn't squeak too bad that time. Here I go. And just do Billy Idol IMDb.
I don't know if you can hear my dogs or if they're coming through, but man, they are cutting up out there.
Oh yeah, I can hear them clearly.
Sounds like they're right outside my window, but they're not. But they better not be because that means they've got out of the pen again.
Wow, he's credited as an actor on 41 different things.
Wow.
Let's see if there's any. Of course, he appears in a lot of stuff as Billy Idol. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, and they add they shouldn't put the music videos in there. Let me just do this. Come on, Google, help me out. Real pop culture, Googling things that you don't have to. We will Google it for you.
There's apparently a deleted scene in Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That's a post-credit scene.
Yeah.
That would explain a Griswold mystery from 34 years ago.
Okay.
But I can't think of what it would be.
He was in the Doors movie. I had that on DVD for the Val Kilmer Doors movie. I don't remember. He was in the Heavy Metal movie. Well, Heavy Metal 2000. So I guess he did somebody's voice. He was in Speed. That movie with Sandra Bullock and was that Keanu Reeves?
Yes.
Where they were on the bus and they couldn't slow down. He was in the 1985 movie Demons. I saw that movie, but I don't remember seeing him. He was in the 2012 film Bigfoot. How did I miss that one? And he was in 1996's Mad Dog Time. Yeah, that's kind of interesting that he was almost a T-1000, which would have cemented him in, the pop culture world for sure. I mean, not that he needs to be.
I was going to say he really
cemented. Yeah. I mean,
I remember watching him on a movie where he was on an airplane, but he was playing himself. So
yeah, that's another thing that muddies up his IMDb is that he's played himself, and like he was in The Wedding Singer, I think, playing himself.
A lot of them are considered cameo spots. So
exactly, yeah, which still counts. I mean, but what we're looking for is like movies he He played someone else or something else.
A different character other than Billy Idol.
You got anything else news wise or?
No, I don't. And I was sitting there trying to go through some more stuff, and everything I come up with is like already old.
Can't believe we're just 2 shows away from 200.
I don't know when you're going to get this edited and put out, but I think it's the next 2 days, is going to be really big meteor showers
Ooh, I like meteor showers.
because we're fixing to go through the tail of a comet.
From how many years ago?
I don't know.
I remember
just-
one of the last meteor showers I was looking at, which I only saw a couple, but they were still cool. We were going through the tail of a comet that passed by us in like the 80s. How crazy is that? They were still
Pretty crazy.
they can still like catch debris from a comet that passed that long ago. Universe is crazy, man.
It's big.
That's what they say. So you've been caught up on the Wi-Fi's lately?
I have that. The last one that just come out. He's starting to get the stuff that I've heard previously, but he's kind of putting a little bit of a different spin on the story, or he's actually telling the whole story. And I really liked it.
Are you enjoying the podcast where he does like deep dives and stuff?
He doesn't do a deep dive. It's literally the YouTube channel, but just audio.
No, there's stuff on there that he didn't even do a YouTube show on because some of the stuff he can't. Because
I hadn't found anything yet, and I've listened to every single one of them.
The most recent one was what's his brother's name? Gino.
I do not know.
Well, he has whatever his name is. He has a story hour on the after show, and one of the crazy stories he read on the story hour, he did a full podcast about. That wasn't one of the shows on the YouTube channel.
The last one he put out was Project Looking Glass.
Let me look and see what I just listened to one I'm talking about, but it wasn't the most recent, I don't think. Mystery in Cisco Grove.
Yeah, he just did that. That's the newest one they put out
on the main show.
Yeah,
really?
It's the one he put out last Thursday.
I had to look and see. Maybe I missed something.
Yeah, you missed it. And I mean,
he claims that on the podcast he's going to do deeper dives and talk about stuff he can't talk about on YouTube because some of the stuff being conspiracies is controversial and YouTube will take it down or demonetize it.
Yeah, but I don't think he's done it yet. I can't wait for him to do it though. But I love the Wi-Fi's.
They just came out with a Wi-Fi's card game.
Go Hecklefish.
Yeah.
You seen that commercial?
I heard it. I was listening to it on the audio.
You need to watch it. It's really cool. It's a whole James Bond Casino Royale setting.
Oh, that's what that was. Yeah, it was the beginning of that episode. They were calling him James. Calling him James Pond.
Yeah.
And like, get it? He's a fish, James Pond.
Yeah, you need to watch it. It's all over YouTube. It's hilarious.
You want to take a break and then come back and wrap this up?
Well, we ain't got but 10 more minutes, and I really need to get a shower and go to bed. Hell, it's almost 10 o'clock.
All right. Well, we'll just stay on till we get kicked off.
What have you got for wrap up?
I want to go camping really bad, but I'm having trouble finding my tent poles.
Oh, I looked in the shop. They're not here.
You can buy just tent poles though.
Yeah, you can.
But I've been looking at new tents too. The next tent I buy is definitely going to be either a hot tent or hot tent capable because I want to do some winter camping. I would rather camp in the winter and when the weather's good than when the weather's good and in the summer. You know what I mean?
Not me, because I like fishing.
I do too. But fish have to eat year round.
Yeah, they don't eat as much during the winter. That's when you get them toward the end of summer and fall. They get really big and fat.
We just got to feed them something yummy, some yummy snacks. They'll eat it. Hey, and I can bring my boat out there. We won't use the motor or anything, just like we used to do with your old boat. I think my boat's even smaller than that one. That one was probably too big for that pond.
No, it was the same size. I mean, well, it's the same
I think mine's a
width.
12 foot, maybe.
Yeah, that was a 16.
Yeah, the one you had out there is the same size as the one Austin had. Mine's a 12. Which if mine was a 16, I'd need a trailer. I can put mine in the back of my truck.
I used to put mine in the back of that little canyon I had. I used to tote it all over the place.
Yeah, I want to do some winter camping really bad. I want to watch a lot of videos. I've been looking at a lot of gear. I think I've got most of the resources to pull it off. The pinnacle, and they're saying we're gonna have a quote unquote wet summer. I mean wet winter. I want to go camping in the snow.
I'll let you let me know how that goes.
You'll be there, whether you like it or
Yeah.
not.
It's a house.
With snow in your beard. I'll have it warm. I'll have it warm in there.
Well, right now we just started dirt work. That's what I was doing all weekend.
What exactly are y'all doing with like what dirt work had to be done?
We increased the west banks about 15 foot. We filled in a bunch of holes in the road spot, where the parking is. And we started filling up the campground area to make it level so you're not in a hole.
Yeah. Yeah. So why did you have to build up that one bank?
Because it leaked.
Really?
Yeah. That, and we had so much dirt. We had to do something with it.
You don't want a leaky
And-
bank.
Yeah. Well, it had a tree there, and we cut the tree years ago, and it finally rotted. The stump and the roots did, which started causing it to leak.
Oh.
But also, when Grandpa made it, there wasn't very many riding mowers around. So it was really hard to maintenance, keep mowed and all that. So we've got it wide enough and tapered down now to where you can actually cut around it real good with the zero turn.
That's cool.
It's going to be a lot easier to take care of, keep clean.
And y'all got plenty of firewood cut, right?
We got some cut. I mean, we don't have plenty yet. I got enough for about probably 2 camps. But
I got a new chain for my saw, and I've got my maul fixed, my splitting wedge. Because we'll need to process a lot of firewood for winter camping.
Yeah.
Loads of
But
it.
Sean's already told us come out there and get all that firewood behind his shed.
We're going to, but man, that shit's really green. That's really next year's wood.
Dude, all the stuff I've got is green. The stuff we're cutting down now.
I guess anything burns if it's hot enough, but
You throw a couple pieces of cedar in there first, and That green stuff will turn black quick. Then it'll turn red. But yeah, I gotta rent that Mini X at least for 2 more weekends to get finished everything I want done on the bank.
What's the
Then
di-
I've got to,
what's this is what how little I know about tractors and shit. Like, what's different? That's an excavator,
yeah,
so your tractor won't do what it does.
no, my tractor just got a bucket, just a front. It's a
You
front
need
end
the
load.
you need the arm, the scooper.
Yeah, I need on a tractor, it's called a backhoe, but if it's just by itself, it's called an excavator.
Okay, I learned something today about.
But I got to go rent a big one so I can dig out the pond.
Oh shit!
And we're probably going to start like springtime, maybe beginning of summer. We're going to drain it, get all the fish out of it. I'll then start dredging it.
Let me know when you're ready to get all the fish out of it. I'm bringing over my fish fryer.
That'll work. We'll need about 2 or 3 fish fryers.
Took up a big old mess of fish.
Yeah.
Hell, I can use that thing I brew beer in. It's like 25 gallon or 22 gallons. We can fry a
Man,
lot of fish.
I'd hate to buy the oil to fill that thing up.
It'd be a son of a bitch. Oh shit, we're getting kicked off.
Yep. Well, all right.
Hey, go take a shower and then we'll do an outro real quick. I feel like we have
Okay.
to do an outro.
All right.
Go take a shower.
Okay.
All right, bye. Knock this out. Yeah, you were asking about how I sent you a text from our Google Voice line. It's because I once again, unfortunately, had to reactivate it. And they've gotten stricter and stricter. They say that they're low on numbers, which I'm surprised by because there's a lot of numbers.
Yeah. There's like almost infinite numbers.
Well, I mean, if you even think within the scope of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Every number is 10 digit. 10 digits of every combination, there's a lot of numbers. Now, some of them are going to be claimed by other stuff. I understand.
Yeah.
But if nobody sends us a text or leaves us a voicemail for a certain period of time, and like I said, it's getting smaller and smaller, they're like, hey, we're about to give your number to somebody else. And I've had to reclaim it a few times. And
Well, we need to start using it.
yeah, that's what we need our listeners for. Send us questions, comments. Tell us what you like, what you don't like.
No, don't tell us what you don't like.
Well, you can tell us what you don't like, but don't tell us what you don't like about our show. It might hurt our feeling. The only one we have.
That last one we got
That
left.
last feeling we have left, it might hurt it. The little feeling that could. So yeah, give us a call. 662-43. Oh shit.
767.
Let me start over. 662-767-4487.
Yeah.
I'll tell you Kelly's number on a different. I'll tell you that on the after show, so you can spam him real good.
Yeah, it won't do them no good. I know how to use block.
Yeah.
Unless they're wanting to send me pictures.
Hey, one thing I came across. We had talked about a new Planet of the Apes movie recently.
Yeah.
It's Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is set to hit theaters May 24th, 2024. So about half a year from now.
Yeah. Did you read up on it any?
I think this is going to be outside the. You remember Caesar?
Yeah.
From what I read, this is going to be past all that. Like,
it was you that was telling me that the last one didn't have Caesar in it.
I couldn't remember. It might have. I remember that being a good movie. Maybe that was.
I remember
that might have been the last. That might have been the last one with him in it.
I remember starting to watch it, but never finishing it. And I don't know if I'd went to sleep, got busy, or was doing. I don't remember, but I never went back to watch it.
Didn't Andy Serkis play Caesar,
I have no idea.
or did the mocap for him?
I do not know. So I wonder if this last one, if it's going to pick up where the original one kind of started. Because that would be cool having it come full circle like that.
Yes, Caesar was in War for the Planet of the Apes in 2017. That's right. Woody Harrelson was one of the big bad guys. And yeah, Andy Serkis plays Caesar. I was right about that. So that kind of concluded Caesar's story, I guess.
Okay.
From what I understand, and this is going to be something going forward.
So I need to go watch War for the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, it's good.
Out.
It's really good.
If I got a free moment this weekend, I might try to.
Those are rare these days.
Yeah. Especially Christmas coming up. I ain't even started my Christmas shopping.
I kind of had a little panic attack today. No, last night when I looked at the calendar and realized that we're halfway through December. And I started out so good, man. Like I started buying presents at the beginning of November, maybe even late October. And not only did I buy like a majority of all my Christmas presents, but I got them all wrapped. Now I can't take credit for wrapping them myself. I had help, but they're all wrapped and under the tree. But then I guess I got cocky because I was doing so good. And then I've got 2 or 3 people that I've bought like virtually nothing for. And we're doing one of our Christmas things. You know, every family nowadays has 9 Christmases.
Yeah.
But one of my things is going to be like on the 19th, I think.
Oh, wow.
So as the time of this recording, you know, I hope Amazon Prime can stay true to their 2-day delivery even during these hard times.
Well, everything that I've got in my cart right now, it's funny because the Amazon Prime stuff is getting fewer and fewer on there. Used to, you had to search, not that you would, but had to search for something that wouldn't ship Amazon Prime.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. If it don't say Amazon Prime, then there's no telling when it'll come.
Well, now you have to go up there and hit that little toggle at the top and say Amazon Prime only.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that, or didn't notice it. Yeah, this time of year you probably need to do that because that just means that this particular item is in one of our warehouses.
Yeah.
And that it can make it to you
within a week.
Well, they claim 2 days. Now, every now and then, especially this time of year, I'll get a message saying your item is arriving later than expected. Like I got one I ordered a week ago that's going to be here Friday. But for the most part, they've done pretty good. I'm glad though that we opted to do an outro because it just didn't feel right trying to rush into the outro. I guess I've gotten used to our format now. We do the first part, the second part, then we bring it home, wrap it up, cue the music. Boom, bum, 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 Will Pop Culture. I'm just going to use that from now on.
Just that.
Just do that.
I still think we need to go back and do several different versions.
That's one of the ideas I had for our 200th episode is during the intro, have it recorded with different instruments. I'll need help from other musicians, but I want like the ukulele version, piano version, the OG version. I'll probably have to dub it off one of the old episodes.
I think I've still got one of the originals.
The original version of it, when it was still Kill Pop Culture, we did with samples. and I don't think any of it was even played by a real person. But then when we redid it the first time, and then the current one that you hear, it was all. It may have been fake drums. It may have been a drum loop. Yeah, but everything else, the guitars and everything was.
Didn't Sean come up with it?
Sean played guitar on the second version.
Second one, yeah.
I think I did the third one. No. Sean did the most recent.
Third one.
Yeah, he did the most recent one. He played.
I think he just sat around and was playing.
That's
with
him
it
on guitar.
and told you, hey.
But I think that'd be cool if you're a listener and you play an instrument like a dobro or something, harmonica
Banjo
or a piccolo, an auto harp.
I used to be able to play a recorder.
I used to be a recorder player.
A Ready Player One.
But yeah, if y'all want to do a rendition of our theme music, send it in and we'll put it on there.
And it doesn't even have to be great. That's going to be the good part about it.
Well, the real ones, we usually, especially the original one I threw together, wasn't great. I just found some loops in Mixcraft and put together something that sounded cool.
I'm going to try to do that on GarageBand.
Yeah, you'd be surprised what you can put together nowadays. You could put together entire songs that sound really good without even having any music instruments available.
You know, I may get Chat GPT, whatever, to write us a theme song.
That would be interesting. All right, so I guess we need to wrap.
I've got to get to bed.
What do you got going on tomorrow night?
Got to finish decorating the tree.
Y'all were late to the party this year on getting the tree up, weren't you?
No, actually, dude, we normally wait till it's normally like the second week of December.
I normally put the tree itself up, and then I don't care about decorating because I usually don't do that. But I put it up Thanksgiving weekend. Now we put ours up a little earlier than that this year because we had the big Thanksgiving party, and they wanted the trees up and decorated before that. But
yeah, not at my. We normally let ours stay up a little bit longer after Christmas,
but
we don't put it up till like normally the second
Christmas in July.
But yeah, that's about all I think what I've got going on tomorrow.
Well, let's see. Today's Tuesday. If we can't do it tomorrow night, then Thursday night, let's try to do the post show.
Okay.
And I'll make notes while I edit this one so we can, because there's a couple things I've already have tagged mentally that I want to revisit and elaborate on and correct and shit like that.
All righty. That sounds good to me.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to episode 198 of Real Pop Culture. We've been broadcasting live from high atop the first and only floor of the Killj headquarters at the Killj Ranch. Love you, bye.
Love you, mean it.